Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 12 of Stellar Trek. I really thought that we were in a little bit of trouble after that last video where we had the big war with the Romulans, and I thought we were going to lose a lot of stuff. We are over our number of planets, which is unfortunate. Now the best way to deal with that would be to set up some sectors. I don't normally like doing that because this game still has some problems with sectors, unfortunately. What have we got out here? That's a frontier outpost. So do we have a couple of planets that we could potentially give away and make into a sector? We don't really want to give away Pajem, as we've got all these Arctic worlds that belong to the Andorrans. Maybe we just give some of the Andorran stuff away over here. This is probably the best thing to do. Let's go and consider making ourselves a sector, if I can remember how to do it. So, more, and we want planets and sectors. And we want to create a new sector, and we want to add this planet and that planet. So that will all be one, so we can give them that one as well. So that'll all be one sector, and then we won't be over our limit anymore. Let's go ahead and do that. Hit close. And we have ourselves a sector, which we could name, but we'll just kind of leave it as it is. So I don't have to really mess around with that anymore. We're no longer over our number of planets. We're still not making any influence. Mainly because the Federation was formed. Frontier Outpost is costing us as well. We do have this Frontier Outpost over here. Now, do we actually have a world over here? Are we colonized anywhere? There is a world here on this system. Because, of course, everything now is Federation. We've got a few factions. We've got our sector, which is Indirac, so we'll leave it at that. What do we want to do with this sector? Military station, space construction. Yeah, we'll just leave it as that. Balanced focus. Yeah, that's fine. So we've got a construction ship, we've got our science ship, we've got our fleet, we've got our transport ship, which is trying to get home. Now, this planet here, have we got it colonized? It doesn't look like we have. Because we could get rid of that frontier outpost. I don't think we're going to worry too much about that for the time being. I think we're just going to unpause and let things balance themselves out for a bit.
Incoming transmission.
Coalition invitation. What have we got here? The Tellarites want a coalition with the Denobulans and the Ferengi. Join us in a federation for mutual protection. Well, we are technically already a federation. But we've got an event here anyway. Legislators from across the United Federation of Planets, from Charon Prime to Andoria, have converged on Earth for the biannual Federation Council Agenda Session. Prime Minister Franca Rizzo opens up the session, welcoming the gathered council members before passing the floor to Empress Licheb Tale of Andoria. Several hours of policy debate ensue, leaving the Prime Minister Franca Rizzo to ponder her recommendations for the next 2 years. Begin ascension talks with potential member worlds, expand diplomatic outreach to neighbouring worlds, react to a galactic conflict, set a Federation-wide research focus, or call the council session to a close. I think we need to start getting some member worlds in. Begin negotiations with Beta Z houses. I should have been reading that and I didn't, did I? Prime Minister Franca Rizzo's diplomats have worked tirelessly to lay the groundwork for the ascension of new members to the Federation. Following governments have met with the high criteria required to be offered the commencement of formal ascension negotiations. So, Beta Z houses. Accession, sorry. Accession, there we go. Accession, should that just be access? Accession is not a word I've heard of. Accession to the United Federation of Planets is a long and detailed process. While basic principles are often agreed early, the minutiae of the Federation's legal framework, trade regulations, and contributions to Starfleet often require substantial investments in time and material from Federation government in order to progress. The Diplomatic Service has completed a list of options available within our resource constraints to fund the process. So let's go ahead and low intensity integrations. Let's agree with that for now.
Detected. Spatial rift detected.
Got some aliens around. These are all Federation ships, but not directly controlled by me. So who are they controlled by? If they're not controlled by me directly,
Incoming transmission.
right, these are Where's all those Federation ships gone? These ships here. They're not mine. It's a fleet. This is a little bit weird, because obviously these do belong to somebody else. These are Vulcans. Vulcan destroyers. Warping to Pajem. So at least I don't have to control all of these individually, although I do have direct control over all the planets, which is a little bit weird.
Salvage everywhere.
Nah, the Ferengi want to migrate here. We're still losing this influence, because we're in a coalition now. We could probably rival some more people. We want to make sure that we've got the Romulans rivaled. Romulan Empire are always going to be a rival. Let's communicate with them.
Price for opposing us.
Can we not? Are we already rivaled with them? Federation members, Vulcan High Command, Benzak Commonwealth, rivals. Yeah, it looks like we. For some reason, it's showing us the Vulcan High Command, when technically we're the Empire. Sorry, the Empire, the Federation. So we are already rival to them. I don't really like losing this influence. We need to find a way to get some of that back. Who else could we potentially rival then? Who have we got some neighbours that we could go up against? The Norsicans. Are we rivaled with the Norsicans? Where are we? Norsican tribes. Rivals. United Federation of Planets are already rivaled with the Norsicans. Anyone else we should be rivaled with? Because we really don't want to be losing this influence. It's not good. Mostly from the frontier outposts. That's part of the problem on this. I guess what we could do is add another planet to this and colonize this planet over here. So what exactly is this planet that we've got? It's not a bad planet, actually. Let's go ahead and say that we want to colonize it. It's nice and cheap to do. Colonize from... We want to colonize from Earth, but we can't do it. We'll wait on that one. We'll plan to colonize this. We need to go and build a colony ship. So we need. Where's Sol gone? Oh, it's at the top. I was just gonna say we suddenly lost Earth, but no, it's just a scrolling thing. Let's go to the spaceport. The spaceport is still being built. We can go and speed the game up now because obviously we're just waiting for stuff to happen. But we need to wait for that spaceport to be built before we can even think about building more ships. We do want to rebuild our fleet. Right, transport ships, you get yourself back to Earth. Land armies. What have we got going on over here? This is probably our science ship, is it? It is. You're sort of running into that lot. Shielded planet. Interesting. Still, it's a very, very big navy that I don't really want to take out. Lost a general. What were you... Now, if that was a general, then you were leading our armies, so it's not super important to replace you right now. So we will probably go ahead and add another planet. Which doesn't really... Unless we give that one away to the sector, we could do that. We'll see what happens. We've got the tile blockers done. Trade activeness plus 15%. Monthly influence plus... See, that is something I'm very interested to get, the extra monthly influence. Galactic administration, we've got to go for that because we're in such a negative with that. Our force limit will be much higher once we've got all of our space stations repaired. Not too bothered about the rivalries. Inactive buildings. Which buildings are inactive? This building is in ruins and needs to be repaired. That costs us a little bit of influence. So I think we'll have to wait on that a little bit. I want to get that colony ship out first of all if I can. So we can go and colonize that planet. Once we colonize that planet, we can get rid of the outpost, the frontier outpost. So that'll make life a little bit easier. So how are we doing with the spaceport here? Estimated completion in 1 month. There we go, it's done. So now we've got the spaceport and we want to build ourselves a colony ship. And we want just the normal humans will be fine. So now that doesn't actually cost me any influence there. So what we want to do let's go ahead and repair that on Earth. Was it Earth? Was it somewhere else? It's here. I guess we do want to repair that. Let's go ahead and repair it. What about this thing here? Requires pop. Is that the only one that's in ruins? The others look like they're okay. I think it was just that one that was attacked. You're waiting for pop. You're waiting for pop. You can be upgraded, but we can't really afford it. Nothing else looks like it's in ruins, so that's fine. We could clear that, but there's no point. So we'll let it play out for a little bit here. Space station did indeed increase our naval capacity. We've got the Mars one's done. Alpha Centauri Prime is still being worked on, but that's okay. What have we got here? Repairs completed. First fleet has been fully repaired. Fantastic. But yeah, inactive buildings. You've got an inactive building, which is which one? This one here. You'd be better off with working the food, surely. We don't have a planetary administration here. Is that in ruins as well?
Research complete.
Reassembled ship shelter. Upgrade? Can't afford to do it. So this must be a planet that they were colonizing. We've got another research done, which is Power Plant 3, which is nice. So power hubs. A seat on a simulator. Which gives us what? So reduces shield hit points on enemy ships. Or warp. Well, warp engine design is really low cost, so let's go ahead and work on that, get that done. Construction ship. Let's go over to Sol. No, we've got the one there on Sol. I'm just looking around for anywhere we can get additional gems and additional energy, like this one, for example. So let's go ahead and move over here. And in fact, let's just go ahead and build all the mining stations. 270 gems. We can easily afford that. Still seems to have quite a few aliens drifting through, though we're not actually seeing them. They seem to sort of disappear almost as instantly as we spot them. Our science ship is kind of unable to get through here, which is causing it some problems. Because I think whichever way it tries to go, it has to go through that sector. Let's go ahead and survey these systems instead then. Because none of these have been done. So we might as well work on them. Let's go ahead and do that. So, still losing a lot of influence. Ministry of the Interior. Yeah, the Federation is the one that's hurting us. Upgrade planetary capital buildings to the highest level. Can we do that on Earth? Where's our planetary capital? I've lost it. It's this one here. Yeah, we can't upgrade you. There's no upgrades available. Spatial rift detected. That's not important to me. More random aliens. Do we have any missions to do? Orbital research mandate. Research stations. Yeah, we'd like to do that one. We definitely get some back for doing that. So we probably should. Influence or special project. That takes 2 months. Let's go and work on that. We might get some influence. So we'll do some work on that. We'll go and build some research stations. They're going to be quite important. You have landed, have you not? Yeah, you are grounded. That is good.
Station complete.
There we go. We have our colony ship.
Special project complete.
So that's finished. There we go. We did gain some influence. That is what we wanted. And we have met the Nebarites. Let's try and be friendly with them. Let's get our colony ship. And we want to get you out over to this world here. And then we can get rid of that frontier outpost. We have starvation on this planet. That's probably because you're moving out. You've got food. You've got food. Yeah, we can't actually upgrade these. We don't have the money. Well, you're just going to have to wait for the time being. Legislators from across the United Federation of Planets, from Andoria to Vulcan, have converged on Earth for the biannual Federation Council agenda sessions. Same thing again. Offering the floor to the Vulcans. Several hours of diplomacy ensues. So review the Betazoid accession process. And low intensity negotiations. So we're still working on negotiations to get them in. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Defensive Pact invitation. Again, it doesn't really bother us all that much. It's not important to us. Borders opened. So, not an awful lot of space to expand. Everyone's all sort of cramped in together. There's still quite a few research stations and things that we can upgrade. So that is definitely something that we should work on, and something that I will be working on. Did our colony ship arrive? It did indeed. Let's go into... where are you? You are here. And we want you to go and settle... the planet. So colonize planet, and we probably want to drop that one down there. We'll give it that name. That should be fine. Leaves us without much... it's going to cost us a little bit of energy, but that's fine. Energy and minerals we're actually doing very well on.
Long-range scan of planet complete.
So we're doing some surveys. Colony ship's going to start colonizing that world. Now, as soon as that appears on the list, which is now, we should be able to remove that frontier outpost. Disband frontier outpost. The frontier outpost is now gone. Inefficient planet management. Minus 10%. Frontier outposts are now -2, but I've just got rid of one. Now, of course, we've lost space. We've lost access to some space there, but that will sort of expand again once the planet is done. It will take a little bit of time. So we've kind of lost these planets for now, but we should get them back up once the colony's done.
Complete.
Research complete.
Construction ship. Go over here then and get the research stations. Let's start working on those, get those done.
Complete.
Critical resource shortage. That's going to cause a problem with happiness. Research is completed. We can now build cruisers. Low power thrusters. Extra army damage or listening posts. Different hull types. Let's go for that one. Start working on that. And over here, combat sensors. Better sensor range, EPS relays, more weapons damage. Let's go for the electronic confinement just because it's a cheaper and quicker one to do. We might just have to find more random people that we can rival. So we've rivaled the Romulans. Who are these guys up here? The Bolians. The Shellac. Maybe somebody out on the fringe. Oh, the Breen. Yeah, let's go ahead and... we can only have 2 rivals at the same time, so we can't even rival the Breen. Fantastic. So that's problematic. So we need for this one to hurry up and spread. And it should do. Shouldn't have to worry too much about that. But that planet management one's now gone away. We're still making a net loss.
Research complete.
Okay, what have we got going on here? Prime Minister's reign has come to an end. That's fine. We can't really do anything about the election. She actually died.
Long-range scan.
Technology is now researched. A lot of stuff going on here all in one go. Let's do biolabs again just because it's nice and cheap. We can't even hire somebody else because we don't have the influence. So that's definitely a problem. More systems surveyed. Inactive buildings. Which is fine, I guess. Leader has gained a level. Fantastic. Borders being closed. Not really much I can do at the moment. We're just waiting for stuff to happen.
Detected.
So you have been elected as the Prime Minister. What have we got here? Ongoing research lacks a scientist. So we've actually lost one of our scientists here. We do not have a spare one. We'd like to recruit one, but we don't actually have the money. So what we might have to do is pull Tratos in off our research ship just for the time being to get the research done. And then when we actually manage to get some influence back, can we actually build anything that would give us influence anywhere? Are there any buildings that generate influence? There are some. Yeah, none that I can specifically see. There's a lot of buildings we can upgrade at this point, but I don't think we really need to.
Colonization was successful.
So in Coalition, Frontier Outposts. Where are our Frontier Outposts? Right, now we're over the number of planets, which is fine. We can fix that by managing a sector. Manage sector. And we can give you... if we give you that planet and that planet, we're no longer over the limit. So that's the sector done. So now we're actually making a gain, although hardly. Technology is researched. Doing this again. We'll keep reviewing the Betazoid houses. Eventually we'll get them in. So there's the biolabs done. Leader lifespan plus 10 years. That's not a bad one to have. Though massive glacier removal will be useful for those Arctic planets that we've got all the Andorrans on. So science ship's not doing anything for the time being. What else have we got going on? What do we need to do? So that has expanded. Not quite as much as I would have liked. I'm not sure if we have any more frontier outposts somewhere. We probably do. Should have a look around to see if I can spot them. We've got one there, which we really need. I think we just need to get out of the coalition, to be honest. Gather the specimens. Right, let us...
detected.
Harmonious Alliance. Tellarites, Ferengi. Yeah, I think we're going to leave this coalition. It's nice to be in it, but it's just causing us problems. So we're just going to go ahead and leave that. And now we should be making... Now we're making 1.4. Defensive Pact, Invitation. No, I don't think so. Migration Treaty broken. That's fine. Construction... Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on here, isn't there? Another coalition invitation with the Denobulans. Don't think we need to be in any of this. Migration Treaty broken. Yeah, you've already told me about that. That's fine. Non-aggression pact. No, we don't need all of this. Rivalry we're not bothered about. That is with the Temerians. Not bothered about that. So we should be okay now. Should start making something decent. So, construction ship. You are now going to go and get some more research stations somewhere. We can get a few over here. So build research stations. And then when you've done that, you can go over there and build research stations there as well. However, I think that is a good place to end the video, so that's what I'm going to do. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying Stellar Trek. I'll see you on the next video. And until then, goodbye for now.